1.5 length lead. Gormley wins the front runner. Gormley takes the lead, and Gormley wins the Santa Anita Derby.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift Farm. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and let's throw up the field for Thursday's Spa Baby race, stakes action in race number 3. It's the $100,000 P.G. Johnson Stakes, 2-year-old fillies going 1 1/16 miles on the inner turf. Spendthrift Stallion Into Mischief is represented by the number 3, Mischievous Dream. The 5 Union Gables, the 6 Cone Lima are entered main track only. The 2 Plum Ali, the 1 Invincible Gal, they both look good on debut at Saratoga, Nicole.
Yeah, we have a couple horses in here, them leading the way, coming out of nice maiden wins at Saratoga. The 2 of them stepped up and cracked that 70 buyer ceiling that can be kind of a benchmark for 2-year-olds at this stage. Both very impressive debut winners.
Now, Invincible Gal's career debut came sprinting. Let's watch that race right now. A 5.5 furlong affair, and Invincible Gal worked out a really nice trip. She's on the outside, the number 9, and she tracked this pace duel early, and she's going to gradually wear down Mad Maddie, who is 2-1. I thought she showed a lot of heart and determination in this race.
She really did, and I think that those were a couple of nice fillies behind her. I've circled a couple to watch out of that race. And Invincible Gal, I think when we discussed her on her debut, I thought she was a filly who would maybe run well and then move forward in her second start, considering the way Graham Motion likes to train his horses. Because of that, I think that, perhaps they had a 2-turn spot circled for her and were just debuting her in the sprint to get her feet wet.
Invincible Gal, how do you feel about her ability to get the 2 turns? As you see, the dam was a group winner at 2, the second dam a listed winner at 2, and Invincible Spirit, well, he can impart a lot of speed and precocity in a pedigree. Do you think Invincible Gal is a little vulnerable around 2 turns?
I think she's certainly a little vulnerable, particularly drawing the inside here, where I think that, she might have to use some of her natural ability and go early. I think more a function of the way the race might set up than anything else.
Well, let's watch Graham Motion's formulator fact. It's a good one. The past 4 years, 2-year-old last out maiden winners, 29% winners, and a positive return on investment. Now, 2 turns not an issue for the number 2, Plum Ali. She scored on debut, going 1 1/16 miles on the Melon Turf course, and I like the way she wins it. She's in the pink cap on the far outside, and she has some work to do with 1/8 of a mile to go, but she's getting rolling now, and she just storms to the lead.
Yeah, and she really just there are some performances that make you sit up and say wow a little bit, and her debut win really made me do so. First Samurai over a Stroll mare, a couple of Claiborne or former Claiborne stallions in there. Really a Curfy type pedigree. I really liked this debut win from her.
And here's a wow formulator fact for her sensational trainer, Christophe Clement. Over the past 3 years, 2-year-old last out maiden winners on turf, 6 for 12 and a $12.45 return on investment. Fantastic numbers. The 3 is Mischievous Dream, also trained by Clement. This is a New York bred, and she's going to stretch out for the first time off a couple of sprints. But the dam's a half to Precious Passion, who is a horse that could carry his speed a long distance. And last time out, Mischievous Dream was in against a very good filly in Toby's Heart. Maybe a little class relief here.
Yeah, I think so. She was a maiden winner sprinting against state breds on turf, then was 4th in that turf sprint stake that you mentioned, which came up with a couple of, really fast horses in it. As we've talked about a couple of times, Into Mischief, you think of him more as a dirt sire, but he does get nice turf horses like Vijack, a graded winner on both surfaces. I think he imparts as well a little bit of stamina into the pedigree as well. He's been knocking on the door with some classic type horses in recent years, like Audible, like Owendale. So, I think he can help Mischievous Dream stretch out as well.
And here's another formulator fact for Clement. 2-year-old turf horses in their third lifetime start, 38% wins and a $4.52 return on investment. Up next is the number 4 Thursday. She'll be trying turf for the first time off a nice victory against maiden claimers on dirt at Delaware. She's by Midshipman, a good turf stallion, 14% winners with first turf runners. Just a lot of dirt on the bottom of this pedigree, Nicole, and I think these connections are taking a shot here. I expect her to show a little bit of speed.
I think they really are, taking a big leap up in class from the maiden claimer sprinting on dirt into this race. Midshipman, though, is a sneaky good turf sire with Lady Shipman and others to his credit. And if you're looking for something to like, this is the one for you hunch players, Thursday in the Thursday feature.
The third place finisher from Thursday's debut came back to win a maiden special weight at Charlestown on the dirt with a 49 Beyer speed figure. Formulator fact for the barn, take it with several grains of salt. This horse is going to be a big price. This is a good trainer who's just struggled the last few years dirt to turf. 4 for 103 with a 49-cent return on investment. The 5 and 6 are entered main track only, so we'll skip over to the 7, New York bred Simply Ravishing, who defeated open foes in her career debut for trainer Kenny McPeak. She showed good speed in that race. They weren't going very fast. Louis Size was able to get this filly to relax early, and she was able to sprint on home in solid fashion. They might go a little bit quicker in the early portion of this race. She'll need to improve from a buyer's standpoint.
I think they will be going quicker, particularly with some of the talent in the race drawn down inside. But, I like that this filly from the first crop of Laban is one of just a couple in this field with the 2-turn experience. Laban, one of the first sons of Uncle Mo to stud, and like the runners by his sire, Uncle Mo, I expect them just to be athletes who want to run on a number of surfaces, as Simply Ravishing showed in her debut.
Let's take a look at our top selections for Thursday's Spa Baby event. And of course, our coverage is presented by Spendthrift Farm. We have the same exacta, just in different order. You're going with the 2 Plum Ali, and watching that replay again, that was a very impressive performance.
Yeah, I think, we have the same horses in here, the obvious horses, but in different orders. I just really liked Plum Ali's maiden win, as I said. And, if you want to split hairs between the 2 favorites, I like that she's already gone the 2 turns. Just really impressed me in that debut.
I'm curious to see how Ozzy Ortiz plays the break here with Invincible Gal. I think there are some other speeds to her outside, but with her stretch out speed, she might be able to procure a pace tracking, ground saving trip that so often works on the turf. I'll go 1-2-3-7. Nicole's going 2-1-7-3 in the $100,000 PG Johnson Stakes. Your Spa Baby race for Thursday, September the 3rd, and our coverage is presented by Spendthrift Farm.